Today I will be installing the First Alert battery-operated model SCO500 wireless interconnected smoke and carbon monoxide detectors throughout my home. And I will show you exactly how to do it step by step. Having smoke detectors in your home is a really smart idea because you want to be alerted if there's smoke or fire in your home, especially when you're asleep. And the solution to this problem is to have smoke and carbon monoxide detectors throughout your home. Now, I will tell you exactly where you need to place them and distances from your furnace, etc., things like that. And the added benefit of these is they also have carbon monoxide detectors. And another benefit is that they are wireless and they all talk to each other, and they actually are talking alarms. So say you have a fire in the basement and you're upstairs on the second floor in your bedroom and you wouldn't be able to hear an alarm anyway. This is on a mesh network, so as long as it has a pathway up to the second floor, it will say, warning, evacuate, smoke in basement. So that way you can know exactly which one is triggering all of them throughout your house to be alarming at the same time. It's pretty cool. So first I will show you what tools you will need to set all this up. A power drill, Phillips head. You will need a 3/16 5mm drill bit, a hammer, a measuring tape, a pencil, and some sticky notes or some painter's tape with a Sharpie just so you can label each of the alarms before you actually install them on the ceiling or the wall. Step 1, make a list of all of the existing smoke detectors you have in your home and also the required ones that you will need to set up. Very important when installing smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, and I did not cover every single warning or caution in here because this video would be way too long. Step 2, replace any batteries on alarms that are going to remain in place. Step 3, write the installed on date on the back of each of the new alarms that you're going to install. So to get to the label, you take off the mounting bracket, twist it counterclockwise, and then it comes off like that, where you actually write the installed on date. And normally you replace it every 10 years, but you never know if rules change in between now and 10 years, so I'm just gonna leave that blank. Step 4, label each one with the location that it's going to be in, like the basement or the office or wherever. Go ahead and flip it over because we're gonna be using this button right there. Here, I'll just flip all of them over right now. Okay, so we have these to choose from. Basement, living room, family room, office, kitchen, dining room, no location, hallway, child's bedroom, master bedroom, guest bedroom, utility room. So the first one we're gonna do is bed 2, and the location, and we'll call that child's bedroom. Okay. So all of those are upstairs. Now I'm gonna switch to a different color sticky note just so I can keep track of which ones are upstairs and which ones are downstairs. So I need office. They actually have a voice alert for office. Office. I had the honor of hosting Bob and Debbie in my home this year for Thanksgiving. And it was so awesome to have them here, especially since only 2 days before, their trailer had been destroyed by a fire that started in the water heater. This was in the middle of the night, which goes to show you why it's so important to have a smoke detector and loud alarm because you may be dead asleep. You may just be sleeping in like a type of person that nothing will wake you up. So luckily in this situation, Bob woke up, so he walked out of the bedroom and he thought something smelled weird. So he turned on the light and there was smoke in the trailer. So immediately he got Deb out, who was just asleep. She was not waking up. So Bob is a hero. He got Deb awake and out of their home, and he got the dog and 3 cats all out safely and called 911 for the fire department. I mean, number one, just like the alarm says, you have to evacuate. That is the number one thing. Get everybody out. And in some cases, the fire department's water is more severe than the actual fire itself. And that was this case for sure. Bob and Debbie made sure to tell the fire crew that there were oxygen tanks inside of their home. So the fire department was not messing around. They ripped open a wall in their trailer and they flooded it, and just to make sure that these oxygen tanks were not going to explode. Well, they got the fire out, but at the same time, they destroyed their trailer and they flooded it, and all of their possessions were flooded and waterlogged, and they are starting over fresh. I will leave a link in the description to their GoFundMe, or whatever you can afford, to Bob and Debbie's GoFundMe so they can start over. And the goal is to buy them a new trailer or a new place to live. Now let's get to the smoke detectors. Step 5, install batteries and program each new alarm to their location. So now we're going to install batteries and program each alarm. So when we say locations, so the top one is what I call them, and then the bottom one is what this system is going to call them. So warning, evacuate, child's bedroom, smoke detected, or carbon monoxide detected. So it will say which one it detects. Okay, we'll start with this one. This will be our first one, and then we'll go this way. So first of all, we insert 2 batteries. Well, that is actually this little, there's a little door right here, a little drawer that actually holds the batteries, and this flap is keeping the batteries from making contact right now, so that keeps them fresh until we're ready to use them. This is for the first time and when changing batteries. Insert batteries. So what we're gonna do is have this door closed and then pull the tab. And it's got a little arrow right here, and you pull it in the direction of the arrow. Press and hold test button to test unit. Okay, so go ahead and press and hold it. Testing. Warning, evacuate, smoke, evacuate. Evacuate carbon monoxide, evacuate. Highest carbon monoxide level was 0 ppm. Wow, that was loud. And we're just gonna work on this one right now. And I should have probably told my neighbors I would be doing this. Okay, I sent them a text saying I'm doing this just so they don't freak out, because that is really, really loud, and you want it to be really, really loud. If you look really closely right here, it says test weekly /silence. That is what this button does. So now we want to program it. Okay, this is how you program it. You actually open the battery drawer. To save location, press and hold the test button after the location is heard. Welcome. First alert, carbon monoxide and smoke alarm. To change location, press
location, press and hold test button after location is heard. Basement. Child's bedroom. Child's bedroom. Location saved. Press and hold test button to test unit.
They go through all of these locations really fast. Let's go over to this one.
Welcome. First alert, carbon monoxide and smoke alarm. No location programmed. To select location, press and hold test button now. To save location, press and hold test button after location is heard. Basement. Child's bedroom. Child's bedroom. Location saved. Press and hold test button to test unit.
So this one is the master bedroom. Okay, so let's do it.
Master bedroom. Master bedroom. Location saved.
Okay, so this was the hallway. So master bedroom, hall, and then up here it says hallway. And I put the CO for carbon monoxide because all of the hallways must have carbon monoxide detectors. Obviously, all of these do, but the ones in the hallway, they need to be installed on the wall, not on the ceiling, because carbon monoxide is heavier and it will sit lower. So let's go ahead and program the rest of it. Step 6, link alarms together, also known as interconnect those alarms together. We're going to open the battery drawer right there. So we're going to press and hold the test button and then close the battery drawer. Once you hear the unit chirp, then you release the test button. The green power LED will start to blink, indicating that the wireless interconnect alarm is waiting for program data from one of the other wireless interconnect alarms. Okay, so when we see that power green light blinking, that means it's waiting for the next one. Press and hold the test button on the first alarm until the second alarm chirps and its green power LED stops blinking. Then release the test button. So press and hold it. I close the drawer and I let go as soon as I hear the chirp. So let's go ahead and take out the batteries, or just open the battery drawer on each of these, because we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to repeat these steps to link them all together. So let's say this one is already set up, and then we're going to link this one to that one. So we'll call this the first one, and then this is the one that we're going to add to it. So let's go ahead and close this up. For this one, let's say this one is already set up. So what we're going to do to link this one to this one is we're going to press and hold this, close the drawer, let go, and then the power light will be blinking. And then we go here and press and hold the test button on the first alarm until the second alarm chirps and its green power LED stops blinking. This one is already set up. Notice it's the only one with the batteries in. So let's say this one is set up, and now we're going to link this one to this one. So press and hold, close the battery compartment, let go when you hear the chirp. And okay, that green light is blinking right there. So now we press and hold this.
Welcome. First alert, carbon monoxide and smoke alarm. Child's bedroom. Location programmed.
Okay, great. So that one is now connected to this one. And it's hard to know which one is speaking, so I will point to it when it is speaking. So these two are now connected. Let's go ahead and do this one. So press and hold, close the compartment, and then let go. And now that is blinking. And now we press and hold this one to connect it.
Welcome. First alert, carbon monoxide and smoke alarm.
This one's
Master
talking.
bedroom. Location programmed.
And the last one. So all of these, this is linked to this linked to that, that's linked to that, that's linked to that. We're going to do the last one. So watch carefully if you didn't understand all that, and because this is your last chance. So press and hold. There, I have to do it with my thumb. It's really hard to press. Press and hold, close the drawer, chirp, let go, and then check. Yep, the green light is flashing. And then press and hold here. Now this is talking.
Carbon monoxide and smoke alarm. Utility room. Location
we're done with linking them together. Step 7, install the mounting bracket. This is what holds your alarm in place. I think I need to hang upside down. Well, look at that. There's no smoke detector in here. So I think we're going to install it right up here. Okay, let's grab the one for the office. And the bracket, and the screws and drywall anchors. And it actually needs to be 4 to 12 inches from the ceiling. I've got my pencil and my drill to mark off here the 2 holes that we're going to be putting the drywall anchors and the screws in. But if I drill holes in the wall, that's going to create a lot of dust and particles. And if I'm keeping that right here, which is on the top of my ladder, it will get dust and particles all in there. So it's very important to have this away from your drilling area. So actually, this is supposed to be, one of the holes is supposed to be at the 12 o'clock position. And then what you do is you take a pencil and you draw an outline where these holes are. And now let's see if these slot right in there. Now go ahead and tap them to make them flush. We put it into place, and then we go ahead and drill these screws to secure it. Step 8, install the alarms. Now we get the smoke detector that was away from all this dust, and we just twist it in. There. Step 9, test the alarms. So the way we test it is we press and hold. All those over there are also going off. Okay, good. Well, that wasn't too bad. Oh! Holy cannoli! If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe to see more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.